Hey YouTubers, this is a video that's going to show you how to test a Frigidaire dishwasher to see if the latch is bad. So if when you turn the dishwasher on, all you get is blinking and nothing else happens, you might have a bad latch. So let's see how we're going to fix that. So what you're going to need to be able to fix this, you're going to need a screwdriver with a Phillips number 2 head on it to take the screws off for the door. And you're going to need a Torx T20 bit for your screwdriver, which is a star-shaped bit, in order to take the latch off itself. To test the dishwasher out to see if it's actually a bad latch, what we're going to do is we're going to short the latch switch. And to short it, you're going to need, again, a big screwdriver or something solid that's not going to slip so that you can seal the latch and keep the door closed. And you're going to need a couple of conductors. I just cut up a couple of pieces of speaker wire. You could use paper clips, but make sure you have the electricity turned off when you put them in, because you don't want to get a nasty shock. If it turns out to be a latch, I bought a replacement latch here. This is about 80 bucks, so you don't want to buy this if you don't need it. So it's a good idea to test with some cheap speaker wire or something and a screwdriver first. So first we're going to start by finding out what model we have, and that's located on the edge of the door here. So you can see that this is an Electrolux and the model number is GLD2250RDC4. So with that information, we'll be able to find the manual and we'll be able to find any replacement parts we need. So to take the door off, we're going to remove these screws. All these screws along the edge of the door have to come out. So it's probably a good idea to start with the bottom screws, because those will release the metal panel, and then afterwards take the top screws out. And that will release the control panel, but the control panel will still be attached to the door by the wires. So I'm going to take the door panel off and release the control panel, and I'll be right back. So once you release all the screws, this door panel is loose. So it's a good idea to have a hand under the door panel when you do the last screws, so that you can catch this so that it doesn't go flying. The wires are pretty solid, but it's always a good idea not to let it dangle too hard by its wires. So the other thing I want to show you is, once you do get the door off, this is the latch mechanism, by the way. It's a rather simple switch. Just has power in, neutral out. Your dishwasher should have a diagnostic sheet in it. And in the middle of this diagnostic sheet, you're going to find a way to put the dishwasher into service mode and run it through some test cycles. So this is the part that's interesting about this sheet. You can actually test the dishwasher using the information on this diagnostic sheet that's attached to your dishwasher. You can also find these service data sheets online, and I'll post a link to the service data sheet for this Frigidaire model. So we're going to take this latch out and we're going to bypass it. So one thing we need to do before we do that is we need to turn the power off. So I'm going to go downstairs to the breaker and I'm going to turn the power off. And then we're going to use our T20 Torx screws to remove these screws from the latch and release the latch from the door. So we'll do that and we'll be right back. So So that's our latch, our old latch. And so now what we're going to do to test, we're going to jumper the leads. Now it's very important that we get this right. We jumper black to black and white to white. That's how it was in the latch, and that's how we're going to do it here. So we're going to insert the wire into the lead. Okay, so we've jumpered our leads. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to make sure that the latch is shut. So what we're going to do here is we're going to take that screwdriver and we're going to jam it up in here like so, so that that door is not going anywhere. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to turn the power back on, and then we're going to use the control panel to run a diagnostic test on this beast. So as you can see, we're in power failure mode. So now I'm going to try and put us into diagnostic mode. So 1.5. So let's see what happens. Okay, I don't think I got diagnostic mode, but you can hear water going through. So that tells us that our little jumper setup is actually working. The leads themselves are working. It's just the switch was bad. So I'm going to go ahead and shut this off. And I'm going to install the new latch. So I ripped open the bag. I've got the new latch here. Looks pretty much the same as the old latch. There's a part number on the side. It's a little bit different. It's a revision C at the end instead of revision A. So I'm going to turn off the power. I'm going to go ahead and install this latch, and we'll be right back. Okay, the latch is connected to the leads. Again, make sure that you have both whites on one side, both blacks on the other side. Which side is which doesn't really matter. You can have the blacks, both blacks on this side, and both whites on that side, or you can have them the way I have them here. Again, just make sure that both colored wires are on the same side. So I'm going to go ahead and reattach this to the door, or rather attach this because it's the new part, and we'll be back. So when I was installing the metal front panel back on it, I found the easiest way to do it was to put my foot underneath it to push it up, open the door, and then screw like that. Just a quick tip for you there. So it's installed, the latch is shut, it turns on, it runs. Hopefully you found this video helpful, and if you did, you can always buy me a beer. Anyways, take it easy.